Alright, friends. Welcome back to the Silver Dollar City Recreation in Planet Coaster 2. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. Oh gosh. I have cables flying everywhere. Get over there. Okay. But yes, welcome back to this marvelous recreation of Silver Dollar City. We worked on it a little bit yesterday, and we're back at it again today. So, again, just trying to be as consistent as I can with this series and these live streams, especially since I'm about to head back into work. I might have less and less time to work on it, which I'm going to try and make time. You know, this is what we did yesterday. We made this little bridge, the knife shop, and kind of just worked into this area a bit. It turned out quite nice, actually. I do need to make the effects of the water going through, but besides that, it is looking pretty snazzy, looking pretty good. At least I think so. And we need to work on the rest of Hill Street. Tomorrow, I'm going to try and get references of Wagon Works building. I remember it being pretty easy, like pretty simple. I think literally I'm just going to have to make walls right here, and that's basically it. Not too hard to remember. It's going to be pretty simple, I think. Today, I'm thinking about starting on Lumber Camp, or getting closer to Lumber Camp in that area, because I feel like that's a spot we can't ignore for too long, because it's going to be one of the bigger kind of projects in this area slightly. Because it's kind of one of the bigger restaurant venues on at the bottom of Hill Street. Once we get that in there, that's going to be the biggest part, and then we're probably going to have to build Fire in the Hole, OG Fire in the Hole's shell. I'm not going to build the layout and such on the inside. That would not make sense to me since it's a ride that's no longer in operation. And we have the new one that we'll have to build also as well, so we got to keep that in mind as well. So we're going to go ahead and spread this out and create a little bit of space. Now, I think I placed the coasters roughly where they would be in real life. Based on the floor plan, I think that's where they're sitting at, so hopefully we got that right fairly well. So we'll worry about that as we go along. I do want to try and maybe do a little bit of Midtown slightly as well. Since I haven't really had thought in the plans, I never had like a dedicated phase for Midtown. At least going from here, like you see where it's like very naked right here, empty. Kind of work a little bit right there. It's mostly just pathways right here. Again, there's not much going on right there. It's basically just a pathway right here, pathway right here. And yeah, and then I think there's like a little area right here. I remember, you know, I walk past these things every day, but you still kind of forget what stuff looks like sometimes. So we're going to take our floor plan, pull it up a little bit here so we can see what we're working with. All right, and then Lumber Camp's going to be this area right here. It's one of those, unfortunately, it's one of those spots that's really kind of hard to see in the floor plan. So I just need to get an idea of where everything's at. This is the saloon right here, so, but the stuff that I can see is very pixelated and really kind of hard to make out a little bit, so that's why I've been kind of taking so long on probably getting this in here, because I've just been taking my sweet time to get to it, but, you know, no more. Let's get into it. So there's also the big seating area over here for both Lumber Camp / Fried Fancies. It was built once they rebuilt Fried Fancies here. Kind of that new area. So I think what we're going to do is get up some of our references that we can use. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to see if we can see it pretty well on Google Maps with the Street View. Street View will, I think Street View just kind of sucked mostly for Hill Street, so I think the rest of the park, it's fairly decent. So at least at this spot. So that's what I'm hoping for here, is that we got some good shots of lumber camp and this whole kind of area. We got the kettle chips. We might make the kettle chips stand first because it's right in front of it, and it'll give us a good base of where lumber camp resides. So let's see if we can see it on the maps here. It's really hard to see with all the trees, really. There's like it makes it really tough. We're really looking at this to be more of a guide more than anything. So we'll keep that in mind. Because basically the kettle chips is at the corner here. So it's going to be right around right here. It's just really, again, hard to see anything on our floor plan here. At least lumber camp has a lot of trees around it. So it does make it very difficult to kind of create that. So at the very least, I can start building the building. We can adjust where it's sitting later on, but I got a good shot of kettle chips sitting here, so we're going to go ahead and get into that. I'm actually going to go ahead and put some facilities in it, so it will be fully functional as well. So yeah, let's do that, but we're going to... I might do the custom counters for it, so we can, because it is kind of an open kind of building. Like interior wise, like we're gonna have to do some sort of interior so it doesn't look bad, because it's just kind of an open kind of stand. So let's start with I'm actually gonna start with the wood texture at the bottom. So let's do that. Let's just type wood. I might use a non-gridded piece so we have maximum flexibility for this, potentially. Alright, I'm just going to start putting this around right here, and then we'll make it into a scenery group. It's going to have like a slight orange dark color, I think, from what I can see in the picture anyways. So I'm just going to go across like this. Select all of these, make them into a scenery group. I'm actually going to dip this underneath here. Get into the scenery group. Back into it. Lower it down, and we're going to get back on track here. We'll probably make a nice... roof for this as well. So let's get into the roofing. We can just do a normal roof here, nothing too out of crazy. This stand shouldn't be too hard to make. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty like cubed. It's not like a complex kind of design here really. So what should we go with here? Steeper than that. Probably around the steepness. Excuse me. And then it kind of has like these log kind of supports as well that we can use, but we're gonna get the wooden pieces over it. I think we actually should be using a different roof. I'm just so used to using this one, so it's the first one I came to, but yeah, I should have used a different roof for it. Not that one. This one. Yeah. Turn down our grid, actually, and maybe place them there instead. Got a little bit of a thing going for it here. It always wants to select those over anything else, doesn't it? Alright, let's go back to our roofs. Not wood, we need the metal roofs here that we need to get into. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thanks for being here in the stream. If you guys are checking it out, I appreciate it. If you guys like this project a lot, be sure to hit that like button. Fight against the YouTube algorithm. If you are enjoying the stream. If and only if you're enjoying this project. So, I've had a lot of fun with this project, and I can't wait until it gets more complete, you know? Once it gets more complete, it's gonna be so good. It already is turning out pretty good, I think, so far. Alright, let's see if we can find, like, some log support pieces that would look good in here. It's like some big round... We could use, like, wooden poles, potentially, too, but I'm gonna type log and see if anything pops up. Yeah, let's just do... Well, I think there's, like, wooden poles. This one also would be good, but I think we want... We want something that is recolorable, for, I would imagine. But it's got to be thicker. Struggling to find exactly what there's definitely something in here. Not that log. That log's a little bit too much. Maybe this one? Is it recolorable? It's not recolorable, but it could still work. Like, not gonna lie, it still could work. But about right there. Gonna rotate it the other way and put it up here, but we do need to make it a little smaller. Slightly. Like so, and then it's really small going the other ways. Just there are different sizes. Yeah, there is. There are different sizes of this log that we can use, so I'm gonna do that. And that's gonna look pretty solid. We're gonna have to go free form here because it's not gonna match up, but that's alright. We'll make it work. We always do. And good luck selecting that with the roof in the way. Alright, and then we do need to probably push this back against those pieces, potentially, or we're just gonna have to move it. Haven't decided. Can we... That, and then we'll probably just move this back. That will work. That will get her done. Exactly the way I drew it up. Perfectly. Add this to the other side. Lovely. Alright, should we put this back on here? We shall. We shall. It's a little dark in here, though. It really loves to select those roofs ahead of anything else. Which is a bit obnoxious, but, you know, that's how it be sometimes. One more right there. All right. Kind of make a little countertop here. Let's get the larger one in. Honestly, just make it big enough to where it goes all the way over. Why not? Make it easy on us. Somewhat. Alright, so we'll add facilities. We're going to go to food here. Probably just going to have to do either a chief beef. It's probably going to be the best one here. That fits the bill. I forgot that this has to be on a pathway for you to even place it down. So we might wait on putting the physical counters down themselves. Just at the moment. Alright, because directly on the side there, over there we're going to have those. It's like the little skillet stand over on the side, also over there as well. But anyways, welcome to the stream, guys. You guys are finally getting the chat. Awesome. Master Engineering, what's up? Donovan, what's up? Back again. Are you recreating Silver City? We are. Sorry if it took me a minute to respond. I have so many tabs up and everything that the chat is like buried in one of them, and because it's in the same thing as my reference that I'm using right now. So I have my references of and photos and stuff that I'm trying to keep an eye out on at the same time. But yes, we're recreating Silver City. Right now we're working on kettle chips right now, which is actually one of my favorite places. I actually really like this place in real life. I go to eat it all the time. Love Silver City so freaking much. Yeah, excited for it to open back up. Not too far away. I just went back for orientation yesterday. Can't wait. For those that don't know, I do work at Silver Dollar City, so I know the park very, very well. Very well. And I grew up going to the park, and I've seen it evolve over the years. It's definitely up there as one of the best, for sure, and it's evolved into one of the best parks in the US, so you're ready for it? Awesome to hear. Let's go. Let's get going. Let me see if I can see the side of kettle chips pretty well. Oh, here's a good shot. This is a really good shot of the side, and it's nice up and close, too. Alright, we need one more log piece here. Let's see if I can get a hold of it without getting that selected, because it always wants to select that roof. But this is the thing that comes out and it holds up the sign for kettle chips. Go out a little bit. There's actually a camera at the end of it. I just noticed. Probably put a real game in camera piece in here too. Wherever the camera pieces are the camera pieces in? I've never placed many of them. I think it's not lampposts. Interactive art shapes. Misc? No, it wouldn't be in Misc. I mean, I could probably just type camera and it'll come up, but I don't know what category they go in. You cannot resize these, though. I don't know if I can get this in here without it looking weird. There's a light here, so maybe I can use this as the light mount for that light that's there. Let's actually do that. Let's actually use that as the light mount. So maybe we can blend that in to make it as a light mount. Should be kind of cool. Wonder when we're gonna start seeing track piercing for the new coaster on site. I was there yesterday and there was no track yet. They were still putting in. There's some new footers though, like right up against Powder Keg. I don't know if you guys were at the stream. Yes, any of you guys were at the stream yesterday. I can't remember, but You can no longer go to the observation area for the launch on Powder Keg. That is all blocked off. They have removed all that path. The path is gone. Like, they just removed all of it. My guess is because they're going to be doing a new path. I've been saying, since this project's been going on, that I believe they're going to connect the dead ends of Wildfire and Powder Keg, so it will loop around. So there will be a new path that goes between Wildfire and Powder Keg. Those dead ends are going to be connected. So I think they're doing a new path that goes back around towards Wildfire right there. So it's going to be a construction site at the moment. So for this year at least, I don't think you'll be able to see the launch of Powder Keg anymore. Yeah, I posted on Discord a picture of it because I went down at the ride, because Powder Keg's one of the rides that I'm over, so I'm going to see the progress of this new attraction a lot. And when you're on Powder Keg, on the launch, you're going to be able to see all that construction, by the way. Yeah, they had some big footers they were putting in. They were actually in the process of putting more in. When I was there, I saw them lift up the big, like, cylinder kind of shape where they pour the concrete in. I believe that's what it's for. I'm not in construction or engineering, so I'm not sure. But yeah, those were going in, so. These all of our... Those lights? No, I needed... These lights are the ones I was looking for. I need, like, just a generic light that can be on a mount. That would look fine on a mount. This guy would probably work okay. Honestly. And I want to make it look like this is the mount for the light. Yeah, that will work. That kind of resembles the light that's on there, so we'll just do that. I like to keep the lights on instead. I think it makes more sense, so... They aren't putting up a fence so you can see it on the launch. That's going to be... Yeah, there's no... As of right now, I've seen them put fences up before. As of right now, there's no fence up next to the launch, so you can literally see all of it. As of right now, I'll keep you guys updated on that if that changes, because they can put that fence up the night before opening, you know. I've definitely seen them put up fences that quickly, so... So there could be a fence there, but as of right now, there's no fence on the launch, so... And yesterday they were doing the testing of, the swing launch testing. That was pretty cool to see. Pretty exciting. It's the first time I've seen a, I've seen a rollback before last year, because typically there's like one rollback a year. That's how rare they are. But to see them constantly doing rollbacks, because they just were doing it over and over, was pretty kind of cool. Kind of cool to watch them just continuously do rollbacks on purpose, you know. They just don't throw the launch up to speed, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I loved watching it. Sat there for a few times of them doing it. Because we went down to the dock, and maintenance was just like, yeah, we're about to do rollback tests. And I was like, sweet! I was like, that's awesome. So we went up there as far as we could to watch it. Yeah, we'll see if they put a fence up. I'm not sure. Again, but, yeah, well, I'm curious if they will as well, since there's going to be so I'm actually very curious of our evac route, because that's right in the way of our evacs route as well. So, I'm very curious of how that's all going to play out. Personally, like, are they gonna do that? I don't know. But I'm very excited. I can't wait until August when they do release all the details of the new attraction. I'm assuming it'll be August. I'd say early on in the season, they'll probably give us an announcement day pretty soon. Within the first couple months of operation, they'll probably start putting up teasers and such. I'm sure they'll put up teaser signs by Powder Keg and Wildfire. For Fire in the Hole, they put them up everywhere throughout the park at every attraction, so. I had orientation yesterday, and I have another orientation tomorrow. So yesterday was the leadership orientation for us trainers, so like a trainer orientation. So those of us that are trainers in the park, and then tomorrow is going to be our returning orientation, like our orientation for all the people that are coming back from last season. So they're two different orientations. The ball knobbers just set the whole town ablaze. Go! I can't wait to work on Fire in the Hole again in this. Very excited. I need to find the signs. What am I doing? I keep getting distracted. Yes, I need these. We need these for the kettle chips. So it says Chester's kettle chips. I remember it was Chester's, all caps. So Chester's. And it's kind of a yellowish orange color. Nice. Gonna have to scale that down. Make sure there's plenty of room for the rest of the on there. Next is kettle. Kettle. And that's a white color. There's some text underneath as well, but I can't actually break it out what it says, so we're just going to do the kettle chips. I could just do squiggly lines, maybe. That'd be funny. Yeah, I always like to get the taco chips. They're one of my favorites. I don't know if you guys have had the kettle chips here. Everyone I met usually either likes kettle chips or doesn't like kettle chips, you know? It just kind of depends. Seems to be kind of a divided thing if people actually like kettle chips. Don't give up. Batches, I'm gonna tan your hide. Chickens, why does it always have to be chickens? Wiley, drop that dynamite or I'll have to shoot. Go ahead, Marshall. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Ow! What's up, Wyatt? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you. Love seeing you guys in here. Looks pretty good. I think I did pretty good on that sign. Not too shabby. That looks like a kettle chip stand if I ever saw one. Looking pretty good. There is like the menus and such. Alright, we got that. And then there's another support on the other side of this as well. Is this connected with the scuttle plate? No, it's not. I didn't think it was, but I just needed to be sure. Thankfully, we're in the place where Street View actually has a good view of a lot of stuff here. So it's really just the top of Hill Street. Like, there's like nothing. Kind of shucks. I think there's like a little opening for the employees right here. If I remember correctly, I've visited this stand a lot in my days. Quite often, actually, so. Bum. So we're gonna get it all filled up here. Bum. Oh, I'm surprised it selected that and not the roof. That's kind of interesting. Favorite fruit at SDC is the grilled cheese by Time Traveler. So good. This is very good. Traveler Stop. I do go there quite often when I can. It's on the other side of the park for me, so I don't get to go there as often as I'd like to a lot of the times, but it is really good. I like it. This last year they had a buffalo grilled cheese, which was pretty darn good. Yeah, buffalo grilled cheese. So I tried that, and it was pretty solid. Why does it keep selecting all those roofs? I'm trying to just select these pieces. Might be easier just to go into the selection and find it. I don't even need to select one. What am I thinking? I can literally just do it with one. One of my favorite Silver Dollar City employees. I hope so. I'm glad, though. Red Flanders, get back in here and put on your pants. Well, I can't, Sadie. I ain't got no pants no more. The dang bald knobber stole them. Stole them? What in the Sam Hill would they want with your pants? I hate that they got rid of the one line from that, though. It used to be, there was one more line after that, and you could never really hear it because the train's already so far ahead at that point of the scene. But he does respond with, I think they wanted the gold in my pockets. He used to say that line, but he doesn't anymore. Let's see, did I make this too long? I definitely made this too long, and this should probably be, we're gonna fix this. This should probably just be a, oh gosh. So instead of this, we'll do a single one, shorten it up a little bit. Because I wish I could see the overhead view. It makes it hard to not, you know, get what we're doing here. Let's see. We need basically just this. And we'll go to right here. This is actually longer than the other side. Looking at it. Taking a look-see at it. Come on, can you please select the thing I'm clicking on? Please! The people I talk to the most is the railroad crew or Terry. Of course, that makes sense. Gotta love Terry. I always like the sign that he put. I think it's in Midtown, where not a sign, but he does all the chalk stuff for the directions. I'm sure you've probably seen it at some point, where or he also points out the trees as well. But he does all those, and then there's one where he put. If people don't know Terry that that much, if they're just visiting and such, they might not know, but like. It literally just says Terry, and it has arrows everywhere, because he's literally always everywhere. So the directions to Terry is everywhere. One of the nicest guys I've met at Silver Dollar City, like... Obviously, he's one of the image characters, and he does all that stuff, so... I think my favorite character is the Undertaker, Mr. Embalmer. I think that's one of my favorite characters he does. I also like the scientist from Wildfire that he also does as well. Fun stuff. Well, if you've been to Silver Dollar City, chances are you have seen Terry at some point in some shape or form. He's a busy guy. Keeps himself busy constantly. We'll just throw that there. That looks good. We're starting to shape up here. Stop selecting the thing I don't want you to select. Alright, I just saw a picture STC posted on Facebook of the old wagon from the OG Fire in the Hole moved. Yeah, by the new one. Yeah, I saw that too. I think it'd be cool if they put the cemetery back there too, like the fireman cemetery. Like, yeah, like you just said, like, yeah, I would love that. I mean, there's a whole spot right there in the queue that they could put it in. Like, there's plenty of space there if they wanted to, like by the outdoor queue. Alright, and then right towards the back of that is going to be the skillet place. Lumber Camp Falls Skillets. We might build that next, right after this. Alright, we need to get a stone wall in here. Stone wall. Don't know if we can see this on the floor plan or not. And this shot actually starts back here. Kind of low, and then it kind of rolls up into it. Like so. And then it comes back around. I can get street view to work. It's gonna go back over here. Pretty much just straight shot here. Yeah, just get this little planter in here. There's some trees in there and some other stuff. Something funny is Dollywood always opens a ride a year before SDC does, if you think about it. Usually they alternate on where they... That's legit how it works. They usually alternate years. So if Dollywood is building opening something one year, usually SDC will do the other, and then Dollywood again. Like, they usually kind of alternate in a way. So like 2024 was SDC, 2025... Wait, no, yeah. 2024 was SDC with Fire in the Hole. I don't know if... Did Dollywood open in 2024 anything? I don't think so. And then 2025, I don't think anything's opened, has there? I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't remember. Memory, you know, it's just not always there. And obviously Dollywood's 2026 with Night Flight Expedition. Hopefully that opens up on time. But yeah, they do alternate, like that's an actual thing. They will alternate what years they get investments in. Like, alright, this year we're going to spend money at Silver City, this year we're going to spend money in Dollywood, you know. They're top 2 parks, so. But, you know, you think about, we've acquired a lot of parks lately, so. But usually SDC and Dollywood are kind of like on the same tier, like, as far as the investments they get, so. Since they are sister parks, you know. Alright, we need a nice shady tree here. Give us a nice shady tree. That's a nice shady tree. We need another nice tree over here as well. Trees just surround SDC in general. Bum 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 ba dum bum bum bum. What's up, Fluffy? Don't you love watching a feature premiere stream of development team who said they listen to feedback and then don't deliver on feedback, and then the market improved trade logic, and during the feature premiere they showcase it and then improved trade logic is absolutely horrendous and the fan base is actually getting mad? What are we talking about? Like, obviously, some sort of sports game. What are we talking about? Can't listen to promises from big corporations. Developers fail to actually make the game feel like a new game. It just sounds like a lot of sports titles you're describing here. So I don't know. MLB The Show, gotcha. Just sounds like another sports game. That seems to be the theme for most sports games. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and look at our floor plan again. See where we're sitting at with this. Can we see much of the skillet place? I know it's right here. The waterfall is somewhere right here. I hate that I can't see anything, but, like, it's really tough. That's the tough thing with Silver Dollar City here, is it's just hard to really see anything when you're looking at, like, floor plans like this. Especially if you're, like, doing the buildings and such. Well, yes. Yeah, well, yes. So for most of this, I'm probably just going to kind of stick to what I see on Street View. the references that I see on Street View and kind of go based off of that more so than anything, because I feel like that's going to be the best bet here. So yeah. Alright, should I do 2 pieces here? Or just this? I think I'm just gonna do something like this. And we're just gonna make it a pinch longer. That. And then we have... Not a wood. Wood. And then we can use our one texture. We'll just use this one. That will be the top, and then we're gonna utilize probably a medium one. Is this the medium one? Yeah, okay. Which one should we use? This one. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Something like this size. Back to the roofs and go back to the same kind of roof we've been looking at. That'll go there. Go in there very nicely. Lumber Camp Falls Skillets. The name of it. And I go here quite often. Here they make some really good skillets. Very, very good. If you haven't had it before. I definitely recommend at some point that you give it a try. Alright, is that just supporting, or is it actually... Can't see, the signs are in a way. Maybe if I'm over here we can see it. Yeah, there's no way to see it. I don't know. I think just putting a wooden wall there, piece there would be just fine. And if I'm wrong later, we can always look later at stuff. Yes, indeed. But, nice. Alright, hopefully that's pretty solid there. Bum, 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 bum. Trying to see if I should do rounded columns or like regular columns. I don't know. Then we had the big old grill here too. Thing that we gotta put in. I'll probably just use arch shapes for now. For this anyways. Don't really know what I'm looking for here, or what I would search up to see if we have anything like it. A tray. Bum, 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 bum. Artificial snow. That's what we need. Is some snow. Bum, 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 bum. What's the underside of this look like? A little bit, probably a little bit too sci-fi-y, maybe. If we scale it up, down, you never know. There, that's where they make the skillets. We're gonna roll with that. Rockin', rockin' and rollin'. Down to the beach I'm strolling, but the seagulls poke at my head. Not fun. I said seagulls. Stop it now. Everyone told me not to stroll on that beach. Woohoo! Said seagulls gonna come poke me in the coconut. And they did. They did. Got me going like. Alright. Again, these fences are gonna be a common theme. In Silver Dollar City, so we're gonna have to continue to utilize them. It's actually making sense. Oh my gosh. The rotation's making sense. This is huge. Oh no, I deselected it. Don't mess it up. Don't change, please. Please continue to work. No! I guess today it decided it wanted to work. Wow. That's impressive. I'm not complaining though. I'm not complaining about it. I'm very happy. Alright, is that all just open? There is some stuff there, but... So we'll just copy existing texture, and... We're just gonna start filling in more pathing here. Where we need it. I don't understand why it does this. You're literally the same texture. Like, bro. You are the same texture. You don't need to have a line there. Maybe it's because merge is turned on? I don't know. Nope, it still does it. Alright, let's see how this area looks. I have no clue why it does that. I don't remember it used to be doing that, but like, I placed this path earlier at another time, and it puts a thing there for some reason. I don't know why. It puts lines there. It really makes no sense. Because if it would make sense if it was a different texture. Like if I had a different texture, but I'm using the exact same texture as it, so there shouldn't be any lines here. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, well, I don't want lines on my pads like that, and it's gonna do it all through here. I don't know how to get rid of them, because if you try and just go over it, it's just gonna do that. The other option is to delete every single one and replace every single one like that, but that's not ideal either. You know. So, don't really know how, because it makes it harder to blend all of this together. Because you have some weird stuff going on here now. That's supposed to just be all together. Like, I don't understand why it does that. I don't remember it ever used to be doing that. See how it's actually like... You shouldn't be able to select these either, because it should be blended together, but it's not. It's treating it as like it's two separate paths that aren't connected. That's what it's treating it as, which makes no sense to me. Like, I shouldn't be able to even grab these. I don't know, like, I don't know what to do about that. Because if I go back in and these pads are here and I place down another one, it's going to do it again. It's just kind of bizarre. I don't know why it does it. And I don't feel like that's always been a thing. Like, the only way to fix it that I could think of fixing it is literally just replacing the old path with your new one. Why are you only rotating on that axis? That doesn't make any sense, dude. Alright, now we get to finally use the floor plan a little bit. I needed to see where this planter was. And we're finally going to utilize the floor plan today. I can't utilize it everywhere else because of everything else. Because everything else is just literally engulfed in trees and it doesn't allow you to see anything. But I think my placement of the shops look pretty decent, so I think we're okay here. Let me guess, you do not go over here, do you? On Street View. They do not, which is going to make it really hard to see stuff like the waterfall area and such. Because there's some sections where I'm going to be forced to do my own, get my own references for stuff, so. Which kind of sucks. It is what it is, though. Might be able to get a good view from over here. Not really. Maybe at this side. I know it goes this way. Then there's some seating area over here. I think there's like 2 layers of stuff here, I think. I know there's a little bit of terrain that's going to go into here because this is higher up than down here. Because this is a slight little hill, and then there's different levels on the eating spot, or on the seating area over here too. And there's stairs and such, so... Oh, great. Exciting stuff that I can't wait to get into. So exciting. Alright, we're gonna move the floor plan out of the way for a moment. Because we are going to adjust a little bit of the terrain here. To do that, and then we're just gonna smooth out this up here because there is a path that blends in up here. Terrain work is very time consuming sometimes because it takes forever sometimes just to get the shaping you want and get it right. Thankfully Planet Coaster 2 is easier to work with when it comes to the pathing with it because you don't have to fight the paths as much anymore. Blending it in and such, so that's all good stuff, at least. But this will set us up with the eating area, the dining area over here as well. All that stuff should set us up nicely for that. Gonna try and make this as a painless experience as possible. That should be good, honestly, from right there. Like, just the biggest thing we need to do is make this, get this as smooth as we can. Stop doing that. Smooth as we can. And then we'll have, like, the big part for lumber camp right there. Bum bum ba-dum bum. Ah. I think it's immediately after this. There might be a little bit of a gap. Perhaps. Actually gonna extend that so this can have a different spot to okay, and then yeah, that would be good. Basically, it's just kind of like that. Something along those lines. This is probably a little bit too steep of a hill, honestly, but it's okay. We're gonna have spots like that once in a while that we're gonna have to figure out, but it's alright. It shall be okay. Not everything is going to be perfect. Someone who made a cool fan-made movie on Fire in the Hole, really? They did? That sounds actually kind of cool. I'll have to try and find it. Now, it's just interesting to me that these lines show up there, but like when I go back into it later, it doesn't show up. It's just like when you load it back up later and try to put path down later on, you know, it does that like after saving it. But if I'm in like the same session, it's fine. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. Very strange indeed. I don't know, man. I just work here. Legit, I just work here. Fill that up. Of course that's too steep. Why wouldn't it be? Oh, you just placed it anyways. After telling me it's too steep. Intersecting terrain. Let's see if we can just get the edit tool in here. Sometimes it can save us. Boom. Literally, like, if something's not lined up perfectly, I don't care about it. I just, like, you know, I'll just fix it later with the edit tool. just fix it later with the edit tool, and it works. Alright, so we got a whole new area starting to come out together. What if I, like, connect that? Yeah, see, it's still gonna do that. Even if I, like, do this, it still does it. I don't understand. Like, I've copied existing texture. Doesn't make sense to me why it thinks it needs a line there. One other thing we can try is, yeah, actually you just use that. That's gonna be the best fix, I think, is just using the the customize brush and just selecting everything. That looks like it's gonna be our go-to to fix that. I guess that works. Sucks that you have to do this extra step, though. But what can you do? At least that fixes it, technically. There we go. I guess that works. Posted the video link in the comments. Link in the comments from your stream yesterday. Did you? Was it like after it was done? Or during the stream? I don't remember seeing the comment, so maybe I just haven't seen it yet. Oh yeah, there you are. 14 seconds ago. Oh, you just did it. I see. That makes sense. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. All right, so I kind of want to connect to these now, or get those connected. That way, everything starts to come together as a whole. The stuff we worked on yesterday, and then over here. That way I can start to get the beginnings of American Plunge kind of set up. That way, once we have a nice transition when we get to that phase. I still don't think this phase will take us too much longer. I think the biggest thing we still have left is Lumber Camp. The saloon, I don't think the saloon's going to be that hard to build. It should be an easy one. And then firing the whole OG's building. We're just going to build that backward, that way. I don't have to do all that. I at least want to get Lumber Camp in, though, and the saloon, I think. And then the rest we could do during the powder keg phase, I think. And have it all tied together. The Opera House we'll do with powder keg. That will go in that phase. Yeah, I think that's going to be our master plan here. Overall, so. Alright, let me get back to Street View here. We're going to... I know a lot of this I still need to kind of work on a bit more, but we're gonna really just try and get lumber camp situated here. Ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum. Ba-da-da-da-dum bum ba-dum. Alright, so let's get going on the lumber camp entrance here. I'll make it a building. Or scenery group, rather. I don't think I ever made lumber camp in the Planet Coaster 1 recreation. So, this will be something new. Somewhat, so. There's a total of 3 layers here, so we'll put all 3 layers in. This seems a little bit too big, actually. At least it feels like it is. Like how wide it is and such. I could be wrong, but just feels a little large. I mean, it is kind of big, but why? What are we doing? I want to select this. Oh, fighting textures, how I dislike you. Funny part is the movie is that in the beginning credits, he uses the Big Bear Mountain soundtrack. That's funny. That is funny. Bum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum bum ba da dum bum 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 ba da 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 dum ba da dum ba da dum ba da dum ba da dum bum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum bum ba da dum bum 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 ba da 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 dum ba da dum ba da dum ba da dum bum 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 ba da da da. Lumber. Can I fit the whole thing on there? Wow. That is impressive. Usually I can't do that, so. But I'll take it. We'll just leave it as the white color for now. See if there's a different font that would be a little bit better. Sure. Char. Broiled. Can't. Type, apparently. Hamburgers. There's no way this will fit. I don't understand why they made it to where you can barely have any text on there. Yes, that's what I wanted. I'm glad you got that correct, of what I was trying to select. Did I make these part of the... Yes, I did. But it's impossible to select anything I'm trying to select. I finally got it, though. There we go. Bum 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 bum. Bum, bum. Okay, not too shabby. Gotta have the path there. They all flow together, you know? Bum ba-dum. Bum 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 ba-dum. Bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Curious of how Planet Coaster Frontier, they somehow designed music that you just don't get tired of listening to, like no matter how many times you hear it pop up. Like it's always just relaxing, and you know, you don't mind it that much. Yeah, we should definitely start getting a lot of this pathing put together here. So it's all tied together. Like that. The stamp tool is so simple, but it's still so powerful. What does it mean when I'm building a coaster and then the track starts turning black and disappearing and stuff? Do what now? Got your phone back, fixed and cleaned camera. Nice. So happy. Glad you're happy. But yeah, a coaster... Building a coaster and the track starts turning black and disappearing. I have no clue. I'm gonna be real. I'm not entirely sure. Gets rendered wrong. Have you tried like just restarting the game and see if it doesn't do it, or does it do it every time? Might just be a glitch or something that you might have to just restart. Only happens in my super big parks, so it happens multiple times. I don't know, maybe your graphics can't handle it, maybe? You might turn your graphics down a little bit while you're building. It's the only thing I can think of, personally. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is turning your graphics down a little bit. Nope, I hate it when it does that. This feels huge. I feel like I've overdone it. But I'm not sure yet. It feels way too big. Like, just in every way, it just feels way too big. But I'm like undecisive if I feel like it should be smaller or not. Indecisive, rather. Let me see if I can see anything on the floor plan here, or anything. Ah, it's so hard to see. Everything is so pixelated and hard to see. So obviously we got the road here, or the path. Where is this relative to the saloon? It's definitely in front of it. Quite a bit. Not like quite a bit, but yeah. But I hate how you can't even see any of the roof or anything here. It's kind of like... Yeah. Does every time in particular parks. Only super long coasters because I can build another coaster and it'll be fine for some reason. It's particular coasters too. I don't know. It sounds like maybe some sort of a graphic glitch of some sorts. I'm not sure. I don't really have the answer, but because I've never seen that happen. Love the Dollywood Express. See creations recreated. Absolutely, it's amazing. I watched that too. Jake does a really good job with all that stuff. And I hope he continues with that recreation. I think it's a race. Like, who's going to finish first? Am I going to finish Silver Dollar City first, or is he going to finish Dollywood first? I would love to connect those two. Connect our parks as kind of like a package deal, kind of. Not really a package deal, but like, you know, connected because they're sister parks, you know, so... I think it would be kind of neat. Okay, so I think this right here is Lake Silver Trading, which is the little gift shop right there. I'm pretty positive. And then I'm pretty sure this right here is Hugo's. Yeah, this is definitely Hugo's right here. You can barely see the outline of it. So. And then this is the trading company. Right there, so. Yes. You know, I can't contain my excitement. We're going to do something coaster related here, kind of. Not really, but we're going to do a little bit of something coaster related. We're going to make the powder keg sign that says "Blast in the Wilderness" as you're approaching that area. A little exciting. You'll race me? Yes, I've been here for a while and just been spying. Ooh, he's over here spying on me. Yeah, well, we need to race. I'm working right now. Are you working on yours? Who's gonna finish first? I'm not gonna try and brag, but I think I'm going to. We've been pretty consistent working on it lately. Phase 2, or Phase 3 here. Coming right along. I'm about to start working on some coasters. Here pretty soon. Wildfire and Powder Keg we're going to start working on. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I hope. I hope. Let's see if I can move the street view so I can see the back side of this a little bit. Oh, that fast forward me way far in front. At least we get some good views of the trading company. Okay, so it goes around there and then it goes into straight. Okay. That's what I was going to do anyways, but I had to confirm that that's the shaping of it. It never ends. Mystery Mine has too much theming. Oh yeah. That's going to be an interesting one for you. That one's probably going to take you some time to get done. I think the way I have this going, or flowing, I think it's going to allow me to get more done at a decent pace, because I am doing it by section and area. I'm not rushing into the rides. Sometimes I wish I could, because I want to be building more exciting things right now, but I'm getting a lot of the unfun things out of the way. You know what I mean? Hill Street, is one of those areas that I don't want to, I'm trying to push through and get through this spot because I know there's more exciting stuff after this, and because I can't wait to get into American Plunge and Wildfire next after we get all this done. So, much trouble do you think it'd be if I wear a political shirt to orientation? What? I don't think anyone would care it that much, but... Going for SDC fishing first because I go to SDC a lot. See, I don't think he goes by phases. You're getting close to being done with Timber Canyon. Have you updated the file recently, Jake? Maybe we can check it out during the stream for those that maybe haven't seen it yet. Give you a little free, some free advertisement here. Because it is really good. You've done such a good job on it, and I know you're probably really busy, but I hope you get it done. Just as I hope I get done with this, because I feel like it'd be a great combo for us to get both parks done. And then we have both sister parks, Silver Dollar City and Dollywood. And I also think it would be do really good on the workshop and obviously on the channel. Like, I'd be doing a lot of cinematic videos and POVs and such. That'd be so much fun. You have updated since the Dollywood Express? Sweet. I might have to go update it then. Okay, this might actually need to move. I just kind of wanted to get it built. I think it would sit, looking at Street View, it's going to sit fairly close to, literally right next to Lumber Camp. But how close to Lumber Camp? It's going to be around in this area, kind of right here. Need to leave space for a skinny path on the other side. And then right behind it is going to be Lake Silver Trading, which is this building right here, I believe. It's just so hard to see in this spot. The spot just is really kind of tough to see where everything is. Let's see, where is it relative to Hugo's? Because it looks like Hugo's is right here. So maybe just a little bit more this way. I think I made this a little bit too large. Or not long enough. We might have to adjust that. Maybe. You hate that we bought Silverwood? Recreating Celebration City when you get your PC? That one would not, honestly, it would not be that hard to do. I remember I kind of did somewhat of an attempt of it in Planet Coaster 1. I was recreating it as if it was to reopen with, like, new rides and attractions and such. Like a modern day Celebration City, like what it would look like if they redid it. I remember that's kind of what I was going to do. Alright, I'm going to redo this because I did looking at it, Street View, I did kind of do bad on this shape. It needs to be long. And I was looking at the wrong piece that it was connected to, so. Nothing we can't fix pretty easily, though. Easy peasy. Bug me every day about your PC. I'll probably have a parts list before then, so no need to bug me. Once I get the parts list and kind of finalize it, and I'll have to consult with you and figure out exactly if that's fine with you, what you want, like for the case. I definitely want to make sure I have a case that you like, because it's, you know, what your PC is gonna look like, you know. Gotta make sure you like the case, because if you don't like the case, then I mean, you're gonna be staring at it, so. I can get the parts list together within pretty quickly, actually. But it goes through a lot of adjustments, though, too. So, like, once we go over it and everything, we can figure out what adjustments we want to make with it. And I haven't made a PC in a while, so I'm not aware of a lot of the new parts that have came out recently, you know. I use PC Part Picker and go from there, usually. Makes it very easy to use, so. And it also helps with compatibility between parts, too. I don't know why I'm excited to do something coaster related here. Even though it's not like anything crazy, it's just like a little mini sign here for Powder Keg. I don't think I made this in the last recreation, so... I made the Powder Keg sign at the bottom of the hill. But I never made anything like this one. You're gonna have a blast on this powder keg, shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Light that fuse, there's no time for dread. You're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. Alright, thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Hit that like button if you are, if you like Silver Dollar City and Planet Coaster 2 content. So... we are here. Alright, I've got a piece in mind that I think will work well here. I just gotta find it. I want to say it's like... see, these would work pretty well. If I can find the right ones. Maybe we just turn them backwards, because we don't want the text to show. Kind of like these like natural... broken pieces of wood is kind of nice. That what we would want to do here. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on angle snap, and we're going to make it a little bit larger so we can fit the stuff on the sign for it. Because we got to make this look like it's broken. We're gonna have a blast on this powder keg, shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Light the fuse, no time for dread. You're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. That kind of looks like it goes together. Yeah, that looks good. I'm happy with how that looks. Bum. All the big rides was running cycles a day, including Outlaw. Outlaw was running cycles. Let's go. Can't wait to get running cycles in our mode and getting stuff going. Can't wait to clean that queue line. It's going to be great. It's been sitting there unclean for who knows how long. Since we have not been working it. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Gonna have a blast on this powder keg, shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Light that fuse, no time for dread. You're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. Bum, bum, bum. bum bum bum. Alright. Ooh, this one's gonna be a little tricky because it's got one word cracked in between the middle, so let's see what we can muster up here. It's gonna be a little bit hard to accomplish though. Powder keg, a blast in the wilderness. Alright, I think I know how we're gonna have to do it, but that's fine. It shall be fine. Blast! Bum. Your arms down, your head back. Let's have a blast. This is going to be the hard one, because it's in between the cracks here. I don't know if I can do the outline of the little. I don't even know what it is. It's like a squirrel or something. I can't tell. a little silhouette of that. Not entirely sure what it is, but I guess we can try and use art shapes to replicate it. We'll do this and we'll give it little arms too, I guess. Yeah, it makes everything so big. A polar bear, not a squirrel. A polar bear, okay. Yeah, that looks like a polar bear. Maybe it's a raccoon, I don't know. I just work here. That's gonna be my answer to everything. I just work here. Bum, bum, bum. distance, though, that sign looks pretty good. That, we need a red one. We need crates of all colors. Classic Silver Dollar City theming, crates and barrels. Like, no joke, that's the thing. Crates and barrels. Maybe a grizzly. It's hard to tell between those two, but it's definitely a large bear. What's my favorite bear species? I don't really know. I've never really thought about having a favorite. If I'm gonna be honest. So I don't really know. Guys, Silas is... How is he being a bully? What did he do? Explain your allegations. He's a bully. Would you like to play? Bum, bum. We're gonna use the plaster wall here with a very ugly green color, like very ugly green. This is the early beginnings of the Silver Dollar Saloon. Almost some of the ugliest bartenders you'd ever seen. Longest legs. Talking about the chairs, by the way. Some of the ugliest bartenders you've ever seen. Dum, 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 dum. Details, what are you doing? What are you doing? Must have been pretty bad if he admits of being a bully now. He's over here actually admitting it. So that's gonna be the start of the saloon. The Silver Dollar Saloon. Tomorrow I'm gonna get really good reference photos of Hill Street in general. Hopefully that will turn out good. Okay. We're slowly but surely kind of moving this direction. Into the right direction. At least I hope it's the right direction. Oh no, air, it's getting hot here. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna get a lot of good references over here. So I can really don't have to worry about where stuff goes, what it looks like, and all that. So we're gonna really try and get the stuff down here so moving forward we can just roll on through this area, you know? I'm hoping I can get it done sooner rather than later. We still have a lot. You know, I feel like we don't have a ton left to do on Hill Street, but every time I say that, you know, there's going to be something popping up like, oh, I need to probably do that, and such right here. So, kind of going what we need to do here, we need to connect these guys here. We need to obviously do Wagon Works, and basically this side of the hill. Do that. I'll probably do the entrance to Wood Carvers right there and everything. Get all that kind of squared away. And then we also need to do the eating area, waterfall, and lumber camp. That's probably the biggest part we still need to do is all this back here. Silver Dollar Saloon, Hugo's. Need to finish up here, get Hugo's all squared away, and then Fire in the Holes building, which shouldn't take too long because I'm just gonna do a big old building that's just sitting there. So, and it doesn't have like the craziest details on it. So, and it like when it comes to like the shaping of the building too, it's should be pretty straightforward. And then we can move on to the following phase, phase 4. Yeah, phase 4, because we're on phase 3. Phase 4 with American Plunge and Wildfire. That will probably take me a bit. I feel like American Plunge is going to be the tougher one out of the two, though. At least I would think it is, because of how all the details. Kind of hard to see a lot of those details, too. I know we built it, majority of it, probably like 80% of the ride in Planet Coaster 1. We never actually finished it. I don't even think I made the station for it. Yeah, we're going to do all of that when we can get those references. I think Let me see if I'm wrong. We might have references. We might be able to do this here now. If I can get back there, which I don't think it does. Yeah, I forgot we can't go back there. But let me see if we can go back by the bridge area. By the knife shop and see if we can see anything from there. From the knife shop. Because it stops right here. That goes down into there. Okay, yeah, there's not much I can go off of here, unfortunately, there too, so I'll need references for that. For behind these buildings here too. Because they don't go back into there. For whatever reason, they don't go by Wildfire either. Like, there's no street view of Wildfire or American Plunge. So I'm going to have to basically go get either my own references or find a park tour that actually has all of that, so... Figure out what I want to spend $19 on Indian food, or if I want to spend however much money on Sam's Club for Indian food. I got the rice and 9 bread, so just the entree. Plunge is changing drastically. Like the entire thing, or just that one section? Matched with an 11 out of 10 on Facebook dating. An 11 out of 10, okay. 11. Congratulations? I don't know how to react to that. Well, they're already changing, like, the pathway by Powder Keg already, so... Yeah, a lot is changing. Back over there, a lot is changing. Be bold, invite her to a concert. I mean, it's up to you, man. See how it goes. Ah, just the naturey sounds as soon as we go down here. Chat, watch me mess this up. Give you a pickup line? Oh, you don't want that, no. You want it to work out? Why is there a Facebook dating? Yeah, there has been. I think it's been a thing. Have a blast on this powder keg. Shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Light that fuse, no time for dread. We're gonna have a blast on this powder keg. It gives you the most luck. Interesting. That area is restricted. What kind of brakes are those? Not the right one for this ride, but, you know. looks natural. Completely free. That's nice. Shooting through the Ozarks till the rails run red. Light that fuse, no time for dread. Apparently that's what some look like. That area is restricted. Definitely have to make adjustments with the audio and how the train comes out, because the train comes out a lot slower, and it stays put here for a lot longer. Hey, that area is restricted. You're too close to that nitro. You smell smoke. Hey, look out. She's gonna blow. It's powder keg. Get me out of here! Time for dread. So cool though. I heard they're making an effort to potentially put the "you're too close to that nitro" back in. The reason why it's not in there is because I guess the file got corrupted somehow. So now it's just, hey, that area is restricted. I've been working on trying to get it back. Trust me, we already got we got the original powder keg theme back. It only plays on the brake run now. That's why I have it sitting here by the brake run. And it's also how I got the file for it. So if they were to bring that line back in, they would have to have someone re-record it. You're too close to that nitro. You smell smoke. Hey, that area is restricted. Your toe. You smell smoke. Yeah, I don't know who did the original voice for that one. Usually it's just someone on Park that does those kind of recordings, so I don't know. I'm gonna finally... What the heck is going on? I'm gonna finally fix this opening here. Boom, now it's closed up. Beautiful. let's do a first-person test. I don't know if I did that with this over here yet. A little bit janky in some areas, but it's working. But no, my goal was always to like finish the recreation and then make like different season versions of it. So do like a Christmas one, do like a pumpkins one when they have the different events, at least those two. And then I would make like maybe try and recreate the parade that comes through. As much as I don't like the Silver City Parade. Look at Powder Keg flying off the rails. He's not telling you what pickup line he wants. Can only do so much for him. I don't know what to tell you. I got an idea. He can just be himself. As boring as that sounds. I think the sighting actually turned out pretty good, not gonna lie. I kind of want to go and check out, like we said earlier, maybe look at Jake's recreation of Dollywood and take a closer peek since it's been updated. So if we go, I think if you click on it, it will give you an updated version. I could be wrong on that. I should still have it in here. I think. I'm not sure. I know it's not updated, so we'll have to update it. If it is, so we're gonna go to the Frontier Workshop. That's a nice little Western restaurant. Boom. Update. Work in progress. It wasn't that hard to find there, though. It was the first option that came up. Doesn't that make you feel good? Typed Hollywood, boom, first result. Wonder if my Silver Dollar City recreation's easy to find. There's a couple Silver Dollar Cities out there, but none that are a true recreation. At least the ones that I've ran into. There might be, who knows? Oh, there she goes. Yeah, Jake, you got some. You've done a lot, but you got a long way to go. Like, all this does look good, though. Not good, it looks great. Entrance area, tickets. All these buildings look fantastic, though. The Emporium. Love that. Looks awesome. Rental services. We got all of Timber Canyon. Always like this little pathway heading up to it, though. Got the Dollywood Express going over the front, or the top there. I remember that coffin. The train did turn out amazing. It looks so good. I've been on the train a few times at Dollywood. I rode it the last time I was there. Looking very accurate. You got the Thunderhead sign there. Entrance looks really good. Station looks really good. What's done anyways. This is why I think it would be nice, it'd be so nice if we could just be able to place our operator's booth where we want, because obviously the operator's booth is on the other side here. Custom trains look really nice. Didn't have to do much, obviously, but still looks really nice. And then I'd imagine, I don't know if you are, but are you planning on doing custom supports? Like, at least the wide supports, to make it look more like a GCI. I think it'd be awesome if you did. Stropline, Lumberjack's Pizza. I hate that op booth, yeah. I wish there was a little more flexibility with the stations and the op booths and such. I know Rudy has been like really pushing that into Frontier's head. I know they listen to him. I know they listen to what he has to say. So I'm hoping that his words will inspire them to maybe make an update for that. You know? Yeah, that's gonna be fun, right? Doing the custom supports on that. Hey look, it's Whistle Punk Chaser. I don't know what's happening here, though. That is concerning. There's Mystery Mine. Do you have the whole layout at least done? It looks like you do. The shaping on these look really nice, too. You still have the old wave turn here, too. You didn't do the new version, it looks like. Which is just a drop and a turn. The shaping and everything looks so good on it, though. Everything looks really good on it. Bum ba da dum bum. Bum ba dum bum bum. At least you got somewhat of it, some of it started, you know. Ba da da dum ba dum bum bum. Even did a little bit of detailing in here, I see. Got the op booth. It looks good. Bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-da-dum bum 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 bum. I love Mystery Mine, honestly. It's one of my faves. Last time I rode it, the last visit I had, it was running very well. Sorry, I'm messaging a huge paragraph real quick. Your girlfriend from a dating app, I quit life. Why? That's what it's designed for. Blazing Fury. Fire in the hole. Tennessee Tornado. Wooden one. This is my favorite coaster. I don't know what that is, but... did you measure out? Does it look like you're gonna have enough space for everything? I'd imagine you would. Looks like... Could be difficult to get lightning rod in there, though. Just out of my observation here, it looks like lightning rod might be a tough one to get in there. Potentially. Don't look at that. I mean, you have it in there. I'm gonna take a look at it. Ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum-bum-bum. I love how you have the umbrellas here, though, for the spring festival. Always thought that was fun. SDC started doing it this last season, which is kind of cool. Burrow's not fitting lightning rod. Yeah, I was gonna say, after you get over here, it's gonna be really tight. That is gonna be a tight squeeze to get it in there. Good question. A question I'm assuming you don't have the answer to. Thankfully, I got it to where Silver City will fit, so... And like another question is, will you fit these guys over here too? Will you fit Wildwood Grove in? Especially with how it's getting bigger now, because now you got Night Flight Expedition. Also, what is this ride? Where's there an LSM raid coaster here too? Some interesting stuff in there. See, I end up doing this exact same thing with my buildings. I'll detail one side, and then like the rest of it, I'm just like, I'll come back to it later. And then never come back to it later. At least that's what happens to me. Like, I don't want to do the boring side. That's Dollywood's new ride, for real, for real. Okay. I believe you, even though is that Night Flight Expedition, or is it the next edition? I imagine it's not a Night Flight Expedition. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba bum bum bum. It's a big cover up. Okay, got it. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 bum. Oh gosh, I just did not mean to move the camera up there. Oops. I really wish Sodar City had a version of Mystery Mine. You even have it to where it just sits still for a minute. Oh, you got the fire. I see the little thing there. Ah, that roll is so nice. The layout is so spot on. You did so good. It is pre-retrack before they redid the layout. I can't wait to see it completely finished. You already got a really good start on it, though. It's amazing. Don't whistle in the mystery mine. It's a pretty simple layout. It is pretty simple, but man, you got it spot on. The danger you will meet, and though your toes may moan and whine, leave your shoes upon your feet in the misty mystery mine. If a bird should fly inside, you best get out in haste, or find a place where you can hide as the mine is laid to waste. And the misty mystery mine. Don't bring a four-leaf clover here, don't bring a rabbit's foot. This is an SDC. I know, we were checking out Jake's recreation of Dollywood real quick. Well, what's up, Phoenix? How's it going? Now, we got a little sidetracked, just a little bit. To check out another recreation of the sister park. I mean, it's kind of Silver Dollar City. It used to be called Silver Dollar City back in the day. When is the concert? Yeah, we need to put together a concert, and I'll just play the Mystery Mine song over and over, just non-stop. Yeah, it's super cool. All right, I guess we can get back to Silver Dollar City. I guess. Yeah, it's by C Creations. He's in the chat right now. He also works at Silver Dollar City with me, so pretty cool guy, you know. Check out his channel as well. He's working on that Dollywood recreation. So the drop tower's over there. I thought it was on the other side of the park. No, it's over in Timber Canyon by Mystery Mine and such. What's up, Master Engineering? Hello, hello. Like, he is pretty crazy. I don't know why he would think that's where it is. Yeah, he did a really good job on that Dollywood sign, too. I'm telling him, me and C Creation, we're gonna race to see who can finish their recreation first. I think I'm in the lead, kind of. No, I don't know. Like, I don't have a lot around done, but like everything I have done is like done. I've done a lot of like completed stuff instead of jumping around. Like, that's my goal for this time around, is to get stuff done before I move on to the next section. So, but yeah, I can't wait till we're done with Hill Street, because then we're going to start on American Plunge and Wildfire. Cannot wait to get into the rides finally. I've been really patient trying not to get ahead of myself and get into those too quickly. So, remember it being over by Blazing Fury? What the heck, Silas? Yeah, it used to be where Timber Tower used to be. But today we've been working on Lumber Camp's entrance, Kettle Chips, the Skillet Place, and we just started the building of the Silver Dollar Saloon. We just got the shaping started. Nothing too crazy on that yet, but hope we can get a rapids with a lift like Mystic River Falls. True that. That would be really nice. I've been trying, I did some like light testing. I don't think it's gonna work though, of like utilizing the mods with the V-lifts that are in here, because we do have, where is it? Oh yeah, I can't use that. I really haven't used the Rapids ride that much in Planet Coaster, so. But for instance, we do have the V-lifts in here with the mod from the other rides. So we'd have this one for, I think this is the log flume one that I could technically use, but it's not gonna, you're gonna have to decorate it up and it doesn't obviously look good. So, but I don't think it works, so I don't think it stays on there. If I remember right, I don't think it actually works. It was wishful thinking, though, and then I was like, oh, I can just decorate that to make it look, and then it just does that. So, I don't know if there's a setting you can do, because I've tried messing with the settings, because there's a lot of different settings with these things, like the, I've always had issues with the stop, with the mod, I've always had issues with, like, the stop distance and how all this works, delay before motion and all this stuff. I've always had issues with that, like, if I put the stop motion up, I think that would make it go too far forward. Yeah, and if we put it all the way down, negative 66 feet, I don't exactly think that will work either. Try to see the differences between the two, it looks the same. If we put it right at, you know, right in the middle, you know, like right at 0, it also doesn't work, so I've never really figured that out. Of using that, so I might just have to use the method that I did in Planet Coaster 1, which did work, and we just decorated it up to look real. So, yeah, I wish they would pay a little bit more attention to water rides, you know? Because we're probably gonna just have to do this. This is what we did in Planet Coaster 1. I did a 90-degree lift like this, and then I covered it up with the tower to make it look like the tower, so that's kind of what I did last time, and basically just covered this up with the tower, and it looked pretty good. On ride, obviously it didn't, but but it was at least functional. Harry and Glenn fell asleep during the combine. I did not see that, no. It must have been a pretty boring combine, if that's the case. Yeah, no, we have a lot of good stuff going on here. We have Cave Road here, entrance to the Marvel Cave down there. I'm very excited for it, and I think we should probably continue to work on the saloon building. Why I stopped using the Rapids track for the most part, just use the LIM pieces, yeah, for the invisible track. That's all. That's obvious, honestly, like a really good way to go about it is to use like the invisible track for it, and then you can really customize it the way you need to. Not good for the sounds it makes though, because then you'll start hearing some random LSM sounds, but you know, that's the downside, but visually it will look fantastic, you know? You've done more than me. I was gonna say, I haven't done a ton, but like, we're at least getting somewhere, and we're about to start on the rides really, really soon, so once we start on rides, we're gonna really start working on rides, because, again, I came up with a whole plan on how to get this finished properly. For those of you who haven't seen my plan, I'm going in phases, so phase 1 was the entrance area before, you know, you get into the park, so all of this leading up to the hospitality house. That was phase 1, and I was like, I'm going to get all this done before I move on. There's still a few things here and there I need to fix or finish, but like very minor things. For the most part, this is pretty much done though, which is interesting. So like even the interior of, you know, the OMP here, which is very dumbed down. It's not like 100 1-to-1 representation of Ozark Marketplace, but it is an actual functional shop on the inside. It's got interior. We got all that. So I did all that for phase 1. Phase 2 was the square, which I still have some stuff to do in it, but it's still, for the most part, I got the square done. There's still a few things back behind here that I'm going to kind of cycle back to a little bit, you know, like the little petting zoo area and such. Like, I rarely go back there, so I really don't have the references for that, but I mainly just want to do the square here. Leading into everything, which we also worked a little bit on the host area, like the host lounge, and this is first aid, And this is the backstage area. They recently remodeled this in the last year and a half or so. This all got remodeled here, so it looks a lot better. But the water drowns it out. Gotcha. You may be winning. Yeah, I didn't go too far over here. But we got Hannah's Ice Cream Parlor. For the most part, I'm not going to be doing interiors for most buildings unless I have to. We might do those later, but for now, this park's going to be so big, I want to make sure that it's limited on its piece count as much as I can, but like, we might go back and add some interiors later on, but for like open restaurants like this, I'm going to have to do a little bit, you know, So that is phase 2 that we completed not too long ago. Phase 3 is Hill Street here. So starting from here, going all the way down, and it's going to go all the way back to the OG Fire in the Hole, where we're going to do all of the buildings and such there, which we've gotten a pretty good, solid foundation. We're almost, actually, I don't think it'll take us too much longer. I'm going to get some good references tomorrow. I'm going to try and remember to get all the references tomorrow, and so we can actually finish Wagon Works, because obviously, I guess, I don't understand why Street View decided not to go down Hill Street, so it made it really difficult for me, so I'm going to have to get my own references to finish that off. So mainly I'm going to get the references here. That's why it's so empty here, because I don't have any references of this area. Yes, I walk through here almost every day when I'm at work, but that's besides the point. It doesn't mean I have everything from memory kind of memorized, like the details of the buildings and such, so... But, yeah, that's going to go into Midtown. Phase 3 is going to be that. Phase 4 is, which I can't wait to get into, is going to be American Plunge and Wildfire. So we're going to get those 2 rides completed and everything. Phase 5 is going to be Powder Keg and the Opera House. So all of this stuff on the top of that hill. So basically, after we get done with Phase 5, we'll have all of this and the left side of the park pretty much done, which will be pretty cool. I would say that's probably a good 1/3 of the park right there, or pretty close to, so... we'll see. Thunderation's going to be one of the last areas I get to. I think I will build it, because from what I'm hearing, that even after it closes, it's going to be standing but not operating, that they're not going to demolish it. So it's going to be like sitting there for a while. Kind of like the OG Fire in the Hole, so it'll be another ride where that's just standing put there. And I don't know if it's because of a money thing, they don't want to change, or like they don't want to pay the money to demolish it or what, but yeah. Alright, they should just run it for one more year then. Right? I mean, they should, right? No, it got moved up to the chopping block pretty quickly the last couple of years over a lot of maintenance issues and such, so... I don't think it originally was going to be the next ride to go, but it got moved up pretty quickly. Silas over here trying to talk to girls. Alright, so yeah, let's get back in a little bit. Some progress. I keep sidetracking myself. I do it all the time, and I never get stuff done. Happens all the time with me. And probably because, like, I'm really bad. I'm not a patient builder. Like, I can only work on something for so long, and then I have to take breaks in between, and that's kind of like what I do for breaks, is like, let's go look at Dollywood. Let's go look at this for a little bit. Typically, I'm not able to, like, do stuff for much more than 2 hours at a time. That's just kind of how I am. And, you know, I try to just consistently work on stuff. Is kind of like my goal. Didn't they just redo the trains or something? Yeah, there was a whole thing with that. The reason they weren't going to redo the trains, but they were kind of forced to because of stuff and things that I'm not allowed to really discuss, but... But yes, they had to basically redo the trains. Otherwise, it, you know... It was a thing, kind of. I think this fence would actually work pretty good as the railing right here. Maybe we just make it the right color. And I might just use this as the fence. I think that's going to be perfectly fine. I could go, like, crazy in detail and just, like, make custom everything, but if I can use in-game assets for some stuff, I'm going to, just to save on piece count, time, and money. I don't know where the money came from. Time is money. Like, this isn't 100% the same, but it has the same shaping and everything, so to me, that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's good enough. The tricky part is getting this lined up. You might have a little weird spot there, but that's fine. I know. I don't mind it that much. Yeah, you got the little second level here where guests do kind of queue up here because there's a second level of seating in the saloon. I haven't watched the saloon show in so many years. In fact, I can't remember the last time I watched it. I don't even know if I was working here the last time I watched it. It's been that long. I'm curious of if it's gone through a lot of changes or not. Because I'm not entirely sure. I'd imagine it has gone through some changes. But, the kid show over by Fireman's Landing. I don't even know what you're talking about. So, unless you're talking about over by Red Gold Heritage, like in Red Gold, which is more, I guess, closer to Expo. Maybe, I don't know. Because they usually like to have some kid show there sometimes. I don't know, man. I just work here. The great thing about, like, structures in Sodar City, I don't have to be perfect because these buildings are very much imperfect, and it makes it easier to be, not have to be as precise. One thing I adore about STC over Dollywood is the street shows, the train show, just better entertainment in general. Dollywood just does gospel bluegrass music, right? And we do that as well, but we do have a lot of, like, different shows and such. Like the train has the little show in the middle, which is a lot of fun. Very cheesy but fun, you know. And it's just very charming and very fun, you know? Especially when some stuff, because it happens all the time where stuff in the train show gets improvised because someone messes up their line, or, you know, something happens where a guest causes them to laugh or break character, and it's always fun. I was gonna say, we have the Christmas Carol during Christmas time. I haven't seen that show in a long time. It's been, well, it hasn't been crazy long, but it's been a few years since I've seen Christmas Carol. I think it's been like 2 or 3 seasons since the last time I watched it. still really good. They do a good job on it, so... Alright, there is more. I just placed this down. I didn't know how accurate I was going to be, but... Yeah, we need to actually place... this over here. Because there's another section right here. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. If we... On street view, we do get a better view of that. Sweet. So it's actually a solid bottom like this, and they're a different color. Slightly. There's a lot of different colors in here. Kind of a really darkish yellowish brown. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Oh yeah, the Rainmaker guy. I've never actually watched that. In person, anyways. It was on the last train at the midnight day, and the robbery was beautiful. They did not use the script at all. You could tell they were tired. But it was so funny. Yeah, it's always fun when they go off script. I always thought it'd be fun to work the train. I can see why a lot of people like working the train, so... Maybe one day I will rob the train. Because it's not like an entertainment. It's an attractions position. It's not an entertainment position to be a robber on the train. So it's not like someone that has to have acting skills or anything like that. It's literally just, you know, the train. Because they also do the conductor as well, so... And all that fun stuff. Did your dad actually do train robbing? No way. I would love to see your dad do train robbing, Silas. That would be so fun. Alright, I'm just gonna put this in here like this. And call it good. No! Why'd you recolor it? Oh my gosh. I can't get anything placed down right. Everything's falling around. Falling down. Going into... I can't even talk. Oh my goodness. I was kind of disappointed to find out that Dollywood has no immediate plans for a very long time of any big coasters. Everything good forward will be family... Going forward will be family friendly. Yeah, I think that's just in general with parks right now. We're kind of in an era of theme parks where it's no longer about the tallest, fastest coasters anymore. It's more about getting those families in because they're going to be spending the most money, right? So, and family coasters are cheaper than huge thrill coasters. So, when it comes to money-wise, it's going to be, that's going to be what they're going to be leaning towards. So, but they have done a lot of family editions lately, like just a lot. And obviously, Silver Dollar City, the biggest thrill ride we've done lately was Time Traveler in 2018. I mean, we have Mystic River Falls in 2020, which was, you know, and then we went family again with Fire in the Hole, and this next project, and again, it's not going to be, everyone, don't expect any, like, huge, crazy thrill ride. You know. It'll be announced in August, probably, but money standpoint, I get it. Still kind of disappointing, yeah. I would love to see parks to get back into doing thrill rides again. But yeah, I think it's just more of a thing in general with parks. Like, but Dollywood's been a really good is a good example of that, of how they've been doing it a lot. Just family edition after family edition after family edition. And Silver Dollar City kind of marketed Time Traveler as a family coaster in a way, so... Which is fine. I think Time Traveler is a very tame ride, besides the first drop. The first drop... After the first drop, it's just kind of... It's very tame, in my opinion. But still incredibly good. Yeah, I'm excited for Night Flight. I think it'll be... It's obviously still family-oriented, but I think the unique ride system will be really cool for that ride, so... Oh, sorry, yes, yeah. They want to draw in people from around the country. You aren't gonna see that with a small family coaster. I would consider Time Traveler more of a family thrill ride, so like it's still really good for families because it's not overly scary, but it's like still a very large scale attraction. So gotten a chance to ride Time Traveler one more time before I left. Yeah, it's such a good ride though. Like it's definitely, in my opinion, the second best ride there. Only to Outlaw Run. Because Outlaw Run is on a whole different level when it comes to like thrill rides and Silver Dollar City, so... let me see if I can find a fence that would work well here. I don't know if this will work, but we're gonna see if it will. No. Man, what do I use for this? I'm trying to see if I can find something that will fit for this, but I thought roof trims would be the place I would find something, but no. If we go to wall decorations, maybe wall decorations will have something here, potentially. Row 9 and row 11 are my favorite on Outlaw Run. They're non-wheel seats, and they're really good. Row 9, in my opinion, has some of the best airtime. So car 5, which is the second to last car, really good airtime, in my opinion. And being in row 9, you're in a non-wheel seat. But that is my experience for those two. This is actually like the perfect shape, so we might use this. Not gonna lie. And then we just might have to put in a different color on the top part, or the behind section. So we'll make sure there's enough space for that. Why did you do that? Why would you do that? No, 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 no. And then honestly, let's keep it simple. We're gonna use these pieces. Art shapes, that's the name of them. That does look pretty good, actually, looking at it. As compared to the real thing. And of course it's gonna do the little weird diagonal thing. Ooh, thankfully that saves us. Alright, let's build this all the way down to the other side. I would try and select two of them, but I feel like that's gonna be a mistake if I try to attempt that. So we're just gonna go slow and steady wins the race here. This is on this side too, right? I should go look in Street View and make sure that this is coming across. Yes, it is. It is, okay. Thank goodness. I was like, hopefully I'm not building something that doesn't exist. We're good. We're good. Alright, is it just those spots right there? Probably, it looks like it. It appears so. You see, we're starting to get a little bit of detail in here. It's taking a minute, but we're getting there. Actually, it does have a slant at the top. I don't know if I want to implement that or not, but we're going to try. We might as well try. I know we should. The wood. Oh, man, we're over 3 hours into the stream. Wow. Doesn't feel like it. Time just flies, man. Time won't stand still. So is this part just lower? I guess. What does the other side look like? Can I see the other side? That is the question. Am I going to be able to see the other side? Oh my gosh, he goes right up against it. Yes, okay, so it's the same deal. Yes, so it's lower on this side. And it's actually green all the way through here, so... Or it's the same color as this all the way through here, so... That's a good thing to note as well. We'll get that in there. We're gonna change all of this as well. Boom. Starting to get a little bit more detailed here. Why are 5th year options so expensive in Madden? I don't know. You should be asking Madden that, not me. Ask the developers of Madden. Maybe it's realistic. I don't know. Does SDC do hiring for ride ops mid-year, like in August, or is it mainly beginning of the year? We're hiring all the time. All the time. There's always positions open. Always positions open through the entire year. They have, like, job fairs and such at the beginning. But, like, you can get a job here whenever you want. Because most of the time, we don't have enough staff. A majority of the time. So, yeah, they will take people midway through the year. Or towards the end of the year. Like, it just depends what time of the year it is, so. But trust me, they will take... They will. Gosh darn fighting textures. I don't know what to do about this, though. The only thing we could do is split from the building and then just kind of... But it's not part of the building now, but, it, you know, no more fighting texture, so... We're gonna roll with it. Realistic and Madden in the same sentence? I know. That's not a realistic thing to say. Mike's got a job there. Anyone can get a job there. Dude, they'll hire anybody. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Turned 16 late July, so I'll be old enough to operate rides, so thinking about doing it. Real? Even me with experience woodworking. I had no experience when I came in. You don't need experience for anything. There's legit, you don't need experience. It's still my first job. So Sword City was the first job I ever applied for, There's no experience required for a ride operator. However, being 16, you will not be able to do op booths, so you can't work control panels. You'll only be on the dock only, and you cannot do evacuations. You have to be 18 for those, so. But you can get started at 16, so. On the dock and such, like checking restraints and everything. That is no problem. What am I helping? How does one get a girl asking for a friend? Not just for him. Why are you asking me? I got married to I've been with my wife since high school, so. Yeah, you cannot do evacuations either, so like you can't participate in evacuations. Right, evacuations. So like if we're having to do an evacuation off the lift or launch of something, you won't be able to do those until you're 18. And they don't just throw anyone in the booth either, so like even if you're 18, you don't immediately get trained in the booth. Only people, because it's a pretty big responsibility, because you got to know all your phone numbers, you got to know what to do in every situation. Yeah, you'll always have leadership around to help you, but just one of those things. You're married, which means you know. I didn't do anything, though, in high school. Jesse, I was alone. This is what happened, okay? Here's my story. So, I was in government class, out of all classes, and we had the same class together, and I was the only one. It was in tables in this particular classroom. We didn't have individual desks. We had groups of tables, so there'd be a group of us at each table. Well, I was alone one day because there was no one there that day besides me at my table. So, and then Jesse just moved over to my table, and we started talking and started getting to know each other. Like, that's literally it. Jesse came to me, basically, because she had a crush on me, so she saw that I was all by myself and took that opportunity. That's what happened. So, like, I'm not the one to give you advice on how to pick up girls. That's not what I did. Or you can be like me and then panic when something happens and make Joe come deal with it. Exactly, just get your leadership to deal with it. As soon as they say, I want to speak to a manager, get me right on over there. No, I'm serious, though. That's what happens. Like, if someone wants to talk to a manager, they talk to me first. And if they still aren't satisfied with what I have to say, then I'll get my supervisor, aka 210. Which I actually am 210 sometimes, so 210 can be a fun position. I like being 210 at Sword City. 210 is basically a guest excellence position that most it's not really, it's kind of a supervisor position. It's a different person each day. It's usually a different lead each day at each ride. Mostly team leads at rides do 210. And it's basically a guest excellence position. So like if a guest wants to talk to someone higher up or talk to someone in charge for the day, 210 is the one that responds to that and tries to solve those issues and problems. That's kind of like their job. So I get to do that usually 2 to 3 times a month. It's not always the most fun, but it can be. It can be a very satisfying job sometimes, because I've had times where you made someone that's had a negative because you're approaching someone that's been having a negative experience. So your job is to try and help with that or fix that within reason. Because obviously you can't, if it's a safety thing, sometimes you can't always solve everything. But it's very satisfying when you make a day better for someone. Like, very satisfying. When you solve an issue, make it better for someone, and they go about their day happy, That's always the goal. And it doesn't always happen. You don't always make that happen, but always try to. Most of the time, it's just when people lose items on a ride, and they don't like the answer of we'll find it in the morning, because that's our normal procedure, is to find stuff in the morning. So but there are exceptions depending on the item itself. And there's other options and solutions you can come up with too, so. Like, one thing that they'll do, like, even if because I have to get permission from someone else if we go in the perimeter and look for something at the end of the night, or if we pause operations to go look for something, I have to get permission from someone else. So, sometimes what makes it better for them is like, oh, I won't go in the perimeter, but I'll go outside the perimeter and look to see if I can spot it. And if I can spot it, usually I can get an answer of grabbing it real quick, pretty easily, actually. So, like, if I can spot it, like, oh yeah, we'll just go in the end of the night, grab it real quick. We know exactly where it's at. Sometimes they like that a lot, so. Worlds of Fun, that's probably the same distance from Springfield, but I take SDC over Worlds of Fun. Oh, SDC's a lot closer to Springfield than Worlds of Fun. Silver Sea is probably only like 45-50 minutes away from Springfield. Worlds of Fun is probably like closer to 2 hours, probably. Honestly, I'm not sure on that, but I wouldn't think Worlds of Fun's that close to Springfield. I don't think it is. I go to Springfield all the time, and it's only like a 45-minute drive for me. And Worlds of Fun is like 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours of a drive, so if I'm doing math, if math is mathing, I feel like Sword RC would be closer to Springfield by a long shot. That's just my math, though. I usually only go to Worlds of Fun like once a year. I didn't go last year, though. You live in Springfield, so it's a bit of a drive, yeah. It's a little bit of a drive, it's not too bad, though. Worlds of Fun is trashy, my buddies, and I got jumped. Oh, no. I think just Kansas City, just the area, more or less. I've always thought Worlds of Fun was fairly clean. But I thought they were equal when I looked at the map. Not actually been there. I don't think they're equal, no. I think Silver City is closer to Springfield than Worlds of Fun is. Well, that's just coming from me because I live in the area, so... Yeah, Kansas City's about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive, so... From the Branson area. So, and it's about a 45-ish minute drive to Springfield from Branson, so I would say you're probably looking at around a 2-hour drive from Springfield to Worlds of Fun. Maybe a little bit under 2 hours. Close to. Is Ifty. I've seen characters hang around there, and they have murder bathrooms outside of the entrance. What? Man, I've never experienced any of this. I'm sure this is all true, but I have not experienced any of that. Murder bathrooms? I've not seen any of these things. I don't like completely doubt it. Again, being Kansas City, but interesting. Because I've been to Worlds of Fun quite a few times. Plus we get in there for free, so what would be the best here? I don't think these are good though. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this one. Let's try changing the color maybe. Maybe with that it's a little bit better, and I probably need to scale it down. Maybe if I scale it down it'll be better. It's a lot better when scaled down. A lot of sketchy bathrooms. So 2 hours and 45 minutes from Springfield. Oh, it's a lot more than I thought. Had opportunities to go to Six Flags over Georgia a few times. After those 2 years of 100 plus fights on open, oh my gosh, decided against it the past year. They had a much better opening day with no fights at all. My gosh. I mean, I've seen fights at like Silver Dollar City, like not very often. I've been there for 12 years, and I think I've seen maybe 2 fights. There was one at Outlaw Run a couple of years ago, I think it was, and they broke our fire extinguisher box because they punched it because they were so angry. Because they got separated and they were off to the side and they punched our box. So we had to get that fixed. It had nothing to do with us or anything like that, but yeah, security had to come down and it was not fun. For anyone. I remember hearing them fight each other and I was like, what the heck is happening? Quite interesting. This girl I matched with is just looking for a friendship. It's a dating app, though. Hey, maybe it can turn into more. Maybe they just want to start with a friendship. That's actually a good way to start. Instead of going straight into it. Not gonna lie, so you guys can get to know each other a bit more and everything before you get serious. A lot of people just looking for friends. I'm gonna be honest, it's not the worst place to start. Okay, the details are starting to come through on this pretty well. Starting to look like Silver Dollar City down here. Just a little bit. I'm feeling pretty good about this powder keg sign, though. I think it turned out pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of it. Alright, I gotta make a list for tomorrow of what reference photos / videos I need to do tomorrow. So I need to get back behind here, get photos of that. I need to get photos of this side of Hill Street. I need to get photos of Lumber Camp, the building back there. That's the main thing. And then the seating area over here in the waterfall. That's where I need to get my references. After I get those references, we'll be able to fly on by with this recreation on Hill Street. We'll be able to get past it pretty easily here. They closed down the entire left side. We're Banshee. Opening day of Kings Island. Guy tried to sneak into the park with the... Oh my gosh. That's insane. I'm glad I've never experienced any of these moments. 2 hours on my Mystery Mine logo, and I quit Dollywood. I quit. Why? Don't quit. You can't quit. There's been times where I've wanted to quit, but don't do it. It's worth it. There's times where I just go through and I'm just like, you know what? This is looking really good in a lot of places. And like, just power through it. I'm trying to keep myself sane through some stuff. I am scared with SDC because our security kind of sucks sometimes. They check us employees at all the entrances too, but I'm not gonna lie, it would be so easy to sneak something in if you really wanted to. So easy. I never would. I'm just saying, it's very easy. It would be... Not at all. Barely an inconvenience. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Going to Silver Dollar City next week? Well, I hope not. It's not going to be open. Next week. Oh, I'm guessing in 2 weeks, like after it opens. I didn't see the 2 next there. Next week. So in 2 weeks. That makes more sense, because that's when it opens. Gotcha. Well, hopefully I'll see you there, because I'll either be at Outlaw Run or Powder Keg. Maybe. Unless I get thrown somewhere else. Well, those are my 2 rides, so... How's our pathing looking over here? We're getting somewhere. I understood that reference. Good. Me and one of my coworkers, Jacob, we always thought it'd be funny to do like skits similar to that, where we're just like, but theme park based. So just literally start out, so you got a new coaster for me? You know, like obviously like when parks plan their new attractions and such. I think it'd be really funny. Yeah, I figured we'd close fire in the hole and build a new one. Like, that'd be a funny one. Really enjoyed Powder Keg. I spent a lot of time filming that launch. You won't be able to film it this year. Because that area, the path is actually gone. That path is gone now. Because of all the new construction. It's only gonna be, should only be like that for this season, though. It'll be back. Yes, sir, I do. Can you walk in your park for a bit? Want to see the POV? Yeah, we can do a little walkthrough. Let's start at the entrance again. As if we're getting off the trams and buses. We should implement some weather with Sky Studio. Phoenix, do you have Sky Studio? I really like the mod a lot. It's kind of like Reshade almost, but like just for like the sky. You can really create nice colors. It's not as in-depth as like, say, Reshade, but it's kind of like the new, like an in-game, built-in Reshade kind of ish. It's kind of cool. We also got custom audio in here too, if it ever plays. Keep meaning to get it, but I haven't yet. That and Pro Track. I haven't tried Pro Track yet. I do kind of want to try it to see if I like it or not. I try to keep a minimum on mods. I try not to go overboard with mods. I don't want to completely overdo it with mods. I just try to get the ones that I feel like are the most beneficial to me. I do want to try Pro Track. I just haven't gotten around to trying it. But I do like Sky Studio a lot. Actually, we should utilize Sky Studio here a little bit. Let's make it. We can make it a rainy day. Why don't we make it a rainy day? Make it a rainy day. I got my heavy rain preset. Does it have the fixed time? Override time of day, yeah. So we got a rainy day at Silver Dollar City. But this is with my preset Sky Studios on. So you can see like the clouds are completely covered the entire sky. Unlike the end game. It's less colorful, not as vibrant. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I got too much scaling and no track limits. To me, those are the two big ones. Does something with flumes, so I might try it out. I haven't seen that one. But yeah, those two are definitely the most that we need. I think are just kind of required. Like you have to have too much scaling and also no track limits. To me, those are the two essential mods, for sure. But I think Sky Studio is great for like if I want to do cinematic videos and such. So I thought it was a really cool thing to have in here. Yeah, it makes it look a lot cooler in here. Go in here. Here's the entrance to the cave, at least what's going to be the entrance to the cave. It is going to be functional. So, but, yeah. Chose this park over Universal. I personally like Universal a lot more, but again, I grew up coming here, so like that could have something to do with it too. Yeah, we got all this done down here now, which looks nice. Got the knife shop over there. That's gonna be the leather shop. You have that old cannon over by the old church in your park. I think I did add it, yeah. Or at least try to. Or did I add it? I remember trying to attempt to add it. Oh yeah, here it is. Except I never stopped the rotation on the, whoops. On the wheels there. For some reason. Whoops. Oh, where'd it go? I never stopped the these deactivated. Deactivated. There they go. I mean, it's probably not the best recreation of it, but I did try to. I think it's closer to the Homestead Pickers building. Unless there's more than one. Maybe there's more than one. Potentially, I don't know. I do specifically remember putting that together, though. You'll be there at 8. You're gonna find me. You know where I live, though. Maybe that is the left-hand side? Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. Depends on how you're facing it. Look at the path. The path looks really good right now, like with the water. I'm glad we have all the weather now. Thunderstorms, snow. I have a snow preset as well that I put together. I need to put like a daytime one. Been trying to put in some presets for it. What presets do I have? Snow, sunset. I did try my hand at a sunset one, but that one's kind of like a work in progress. Let's go into snow and get our snow preset. Silver Dollar City, snow. I made it to where it's a lot harder to see, because naturally it would be if you had a heavy snowfall. Like if you're zoomed out, it's going to be hard to see everything. I love that. I do like that objects do catch the snow. A lot. You'll dress up as me? What? I remember getting the best burger I've ever had at that grill over by the area. Oh, at Wagon Works? Wagon Works is pretty good. Man, I can't wait to get like the full park done and then just seeing it in snow, rain, thunderstorms. Ah, I need to get this moving. I want to get this project going and finished. I really want to finish it. But of course, stalling like I am now and not actually working on stuff isn't going to help, but at least I'm staying consistent and consistently getting work done in it. I want to make a big stride tomorrow night, though. Like, after I get home and do another stream. Hopefully, I should stream tomorrow as well, after all my orientation stuff. But, I really want to get... I'm gonna take the time and get the references I need still for this area. So we can really focus on getting it done. And then I might even get references of American Plunge and Wildfire, because that's the area we're going to be working on next. So... that's why I have multiple parks. I don't burn out on one thing. I have 2 big projects. So I kind of go between the 2. And that's this, and then Winland Adventure Resort, which is my big Universal-inspired project. So I go between them 2. It's easy to get burnt out on one, and I usually end up going between the 2, like working hard on one, and then I'll get burnt out, work on the other one a little bit, get burnt out on that, and then go back again. So... You want to come over midstream tomorrow? Crash your stream? Alright, well, good luck with that, Silas. Wow, I like this shot right here. It's beautiful. Did I hear that Thunderation's getting removed? Of course I heard. Yes, I've known about it actually for like 2 years now. Not gonna lie. That's right, it's not actually getting removed, it's just gonna sit there. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. After it closes, they're not actually going to demolish it. They're just going to let it sit. Just like the OG Fire in the Hole. We're going to continue with that. Yeah, when you work at the park, you kind of get some inside scoops sometimes on stuff. To say the least. The snow covers up all the ugly stuff that I've been neglecting. It's nice. He's just standing there, menacingly. And I can't believe I'm about to enter my 13th season at Silver Dollar City. That's crazy. 13 years at this place. I am probably gonna call it a stream here pretty soon, though. I gonna get something to eat for dinner. Gotta make dinner still. It's getting kind of late, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's already after 8. Oops. You know, I love having all this weather stuff in it, but I want to do a lot of stuff tomorrow. Is doing harm to the cave? Can you say if that's true or not? I don't think it's true. Like, necessarily completely. Like, I know they've had foundation... I think they've had foundation issues with the cave being right underneath it, but... as far as I know, they're not demolishing anything. And maybe another reason could be because they're scared they might mess up something with the cave if they try to demolish it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a fear they have. But... Alright, this is before... Or this is what it is with Sky Studio. Without Sky Studio, looks like this. Like, you still have a lot of blue sky, hardly any clouds. Makes no sense, right? Actually, sometimes the clouds still stay turned on, so... Okay, never mind, yeah. And it's a little bit too bright and vibrant, so... That's why I like Sky Studio, because, like, this... There's like so much. You go from this to this. Like, a lot more realistic, so. I think it's kind of pretty much a nice game-changing thing, because you can edit so many things in it, like the size of the sun and some crazy stuff. Enjoy orientation now. Yep. There isn't anything to go back that spot that might be difficult to work around in that area. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna ever replace it with anything. So that area, they're not gonna build anything else on it. I don't think. From what I know and what I'm understanding, nothing's gonna take its place. So, but alright, guys. I think we're gonna call it here. So I can go make some good dinner. And make some tater tot nachos. Always love that. And then, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully with a lot of references. And my plan is to get a lot done tomorrow. So, hopefully as long as I stream. I never like to guarantee that I'm going to stream just in case something comes up. But my plan right now is to stream tomorrow night afterwards. A little bit after I get back. Or done with orientation and such. And, yeah. It's gonna be great, so. Have a good night, Phoenix. Thanks for joining, man. Hope all your projects are going good as well. But I'll see you guys later, guys. Make sure you have a great day and be cool tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys being here. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, if not, we'll see you whenever you're back in the stream. So, alright guys, thanks, and goodbye.